Code crack. Rent to own is an option, just not for my clients. Hey guys. So today I'm getting into rent to own. Let me see if I can pin a comment real quick. I'm still learning. Okay, pinned. Boom. So I'm getting into rent to own tonight. I love when you guys inquire about things and like you're not the only person to inquire about it. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and put this information out there. Sorry, there's a major glare with these glasses, but I need to see. So, rent to own, I'm just going to hop into it because I'm going to go ahead and post this to my YouTube and also post this to my Instagram TV. So, I have notes on my computer and I have notes written down. So, I have lots to tell you guys about. Hey, girl, about rent to own. For somebody like you, hey, welcome to the chat. You might be interested in rent to own since you're not interested in selling right now, or you might just be interested in renting your house out. Either way, let's go ahead and get right. Hey, girl, let's go ahead and get right into rent to own. So, rent to own contracts. I do not believe in rent to own contracts for my clients. Yes, they exist, but I do not. Hey, y'all. I do not. I don't support it. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you a few pros too, though, because rent to own isn't all bad. I want so much more from my clients. I want you to be financially free. I don't want you to be up under somebody else's thumb. And I want you to get good credit so you can get a mortgage to get a house. And fact number one, if you can put $9,000 plus toward a rent-to-own property up front, you can put 3.5% down payment toward a house, which is probably less than $9,000. And then you can use the other money to get your credit up, which is one of the main reasons people want to do rent to own. Their credit isn't good. And people who put their houses on the market as rent to own know that people with unfavorable credit are trying to get into a home. So, for people who do rent to own, they want to do rent to own because they might be having a hard time selling their house, which should be a red flag to you. If they're having a hard time selling their house, there's probably a reason why, and that should be a red flag to you. You might end up with issues where you have, I don't know, issues in your backyard, issues with your plumbing, issues with HVAC, issues with the roof, something they didn't want to fix and they couldn't sell it. So now they're like rent to own because, renter, we could do what we want. So rent to own just kind of puts me off. But yeah. You also, if you're not ready to sell your house yet, but you're wanting to make a profit and then maybe sell in a few years or they can have the house, then you might just be wanting to rent to own for that reason, which could be a good reason for you to rent to own, if you are an owner to rent to own. But pros of why you could rent to own. Let's start with those. So I only have 2 pros for you today. One pro is that you're locked in on the price. So whatever price you guys put down on a purchase price for that rent to own, that's your locked in price. So good thing if the value of the house skyrockets for some reason or goes up, you can still buy the house for the price that you put in a contract for your rent to own. And then you can go sell it yourself, or you just be living in this great investment property because all that equity would be yours because you bought the house. But if you are locked in at that price and then the price of the home drops dramatically low, the owner could pull out and say that they don't want to sell the house anymore to you. They always have that option. So that's why rent to own kind of scares me. So let's get into it. You also basically forfeit money when you do sorry, you forfeit money when you do rent to own. If you don't buy the home, then you're losing all that extra money you've been paying every month to the sellers. Kind of just like how you're losing all your money every month when you rent at an apartment. So I definitely just preach financial freedom for all my clients, and I will stick with you and work with your credit. My lenders are going to work with you, tell you what you need to do to get your credit up so that you can just buy. Because if you have enough money to put a 5% down payment on a rent to own, you can definitely have 3.5% to put down on a house with a FHA loan. If you're in the military, you don't have to put any down payment for a VA loan. So, I mean, if you have $9,000 and your credit's not right, and that's liquid money that you have just to throw to a rent to own, how about we reevaluate and go into putting that 9,000 toward fixing our credit or doing whatever the lender is telling us to do, because the lender is going to get with you. If you're not ready to buy immediately, the lender is going to give you a nice list of things that you can do and that you should be doing so that you can be able to get a mortgage in a good amount of time. So we're here for you. As a professionals, we're here for you. We want you to buy a house. We want you to be able to, but we also want to be able to make sure that you're financially responsible. So moving on, slow progress. So you might plan to improve your credit or improve your income so you can qualify for a loan, but things don't work out. So rent to own, scary. Also, you have less control. So again, you don't own the property. So if there are repairs that need to be made, or if they're not taking care of something, you got to get it fixed by yourself. That's out of your money. Yeah, they're technically a landlord, but you're renting it to own it. So it's your property. And that's another reason why rent to own owners trust people that want to rent to own, because they know that if you're saying you're trying to buy this property, then you're going to probably take care of it better. So for you, you'd be like, okay, they're not fixing it, but I need to fix it because this is going to be my house anyway. So you're putting out more money fixing stuff around the house that's not even yours, that you can still lose. Like, you could really lose in so many different ways with a rent to own. So also late payments hurt. So if you make a late payment, you might lose the right to purchase the house. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just really scary that you put in all this money and you're investing all this into buying this home and you miss a payment and boop, that opportunity is gone. Also, to increase your equity, you probably be wanting to put down more money each month into the payments. You're just literally hemorrhaging money, and you are living in a life of uncertainty. Like, anything could happen with a rent to own. So they really just kind of put me off, and my whole purpose is to make sure that you're building wealth and you're growing, and not just to buy a house so you can buy a car, so you can have the best credit card, so you can fly for free, so you can do what you want to do. Good credit matters. Like, you could do so much with good credit. So rent to own, definitely not an option that I'm going to give to my clients or anyone that comes to me. I will educate you on why you shouldn't. I can refer you to people who do rent to own. Also, in this market, you're not really going to find a lot of rent to own. It's the seller's market. Why would I rent to own to you when people are literally putting 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 over on homes? I could just sell the home and cash out and make way more money, than dealing with a rent-to-own. So rent-to-owns are going to be a little harder to find. And if you do find it, you definitely want to do your due diligence. So you're still going to be getting a home inspection. If you do decide to do rent-to-own, you're still going to need to get a home inspection. That's around $400 to $500. You want to know what's going on in that home before you sign any contracts. Regardless, you're going to want to get with an attorney to go over that contract, because even though you're renting to own, it is a really big purchase. So that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. You want to know exactly where your hundreds and thousands of dollars are going. So you want to get an attorney. That's a little bit of money too. If you do decide to rent to own, you want to make sure that, you want to make sure that you and the owner sit down and really agree to everything in that contract. Hey, you want to agree? I'm just going over some rent-to-own stuff. You want to agree to everything in that contract and just really be upfront with each other. See if they're expecting you to pay extra every month. If you need to, or you think you may need to, maybe you might be able to put a clause in the contracts about late payments. But I don't really know, because like I said, I don't deal with rent to own. I want you to be able to own your house up front. So if you have extra money that you can put down on a rent to own, $9,000 and up, then I think that we can do something else way more productive with that $9,000 and get you into a home for way less time than you would be renting to own. So I am definitely here to help. And let's see. What other things was I going to go over? Oh, if you wanted to rent to own, you still have to apply for a mortgage in the end. So if you were scared to apply for a mortgage, you're still going to have to apply for a mortgage eventually. And also, what else? What else? Let me see. Let me look over my notes. Let's see. Honestly, I think that's pretty much it. The main thing is an owner could back out of a deal, and that's really, really scary. So let's just make sure that you're talking to professionals. Your realtor is there for you. If you get in contact with a realtor, then hopefully you're in good hands. Our fiduciary duties are to tell you the best things for your situation. Everybody's situation is different. You can ask a million people a million things about one subject or multiple subjects, and you're going to get all different answers. You have to do what's best for you. So I don't believe in rent to own, but I do believe that you can own, and I can definitely get you on a system that can help you to get to that point in your life. It's a progress. It's a slow progress sometimes. Sometimes it's faster than others, but if you don't start the process, you're never gonna know. So that's just my little nuggets on rent to own. Why you definitely shouldn't do it. It's an option, but you can just own straight up. If you got the time to rent to own, you got the time to get your credit right. You got the time to save, and you got the time to be a owner way faster and be putting money back into your pocket way faster. Certain money into your pocket way faster. So that's my spiel for today. Thanks for joining me. Right now I'm in the podcast room in Gather. Shameless plug. I love the podcast room. If you're looking for a co-working space, if you're an entrepreneur, Gather is lovely. It's right outside of the tech center, and they have day rates, 3-day rates, weekly rates, monthly rates, yearly rates, of course. And it's just a great co-working space to be in. So shout out to Gather, and shout out to you for becoming a homeowner soon. I'm proud of you. Let's get to it. Bye, guys.